Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, we warmly welcome you all to the awarding ceremony of certificate and training courses. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are witnessing the arrival of the Honorable Chief Guest, followed by the keynote speaker and the staff of the faculty. Please rise to welcome them. It's a great privilege in welcoming all of you for this gracious occasion at the main auditorium of the UCFM Tower. To start off, let's rise for the national anthem. Sri Lanka Mata, Sri Lanka, Namo Namo. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. It is the custom to start any event by lighting up the oil lamp, so I cordially invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Senior Professor H.T. Karunaratne, the Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor Vidyajyoti Vajra Disanayaka, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Keynote Speaker, Senior Professor Nadira D. Karunavira, Chair, Professor of Parasitology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Dr. Tharanga Thoradeniya, Chairperson, Postgraduate Programs Committee, Professor Shamila Jayasena, Convener, Postgraduate Programs Committee, Mr. H.M.W.G.P.R.A. Bandara, Deputy Registrar, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Professor Dilshani Disanayaka, Course Director, Certificate in Postgraduate Research, Dr. Yasaswi Valpita, Course Coordinator, Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety, Dr. Nirmala Sirisena, Course Coordinator, Training Program in Clinical Genetics, Ms. Piyumi Haluana, Assistant Registrar, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Ms. Himani Rajapaksha, Senior Assistant Bursa, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Ms. Malkanti Fernando, also one of the representatives from the awardees, to light up the oil lamp. Thank you. I cordially invite the Chairperson of Postgraduate Programs Committee, Dr. Tharanga Thoradeniya, to welcome the audience gathered here today.
A very good morning to all of you. Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne, the Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, our chief guest today. Senior Professor Vidyajyoti Vajra Disanayaka, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. Keynote speaker, Senior Professor Nadira Karunavira. Professor Shamila Jayasena, Convener, Postgraduate Programs Committee of Faculty of Medicine. Mr. Bandara, Deputy Registrar, Faculty of Medicine. Ms. Pumi Haluana, Assistant Registrar, Faculty of Medicine. Ms. Himani Rajapaksha, Senior Assistant Bursa, Faculty of Medicine. Course Directors, Course Coordinators, Senior Professors, Professors, and other academic and non-academic staff members of the Faculty of Medicine. Dear participants of the certificate and training programs who will be awarded today, respected parents, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Dean and the Postgraduate Programs Committee, it is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the first award ceremony held by the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo to award certificates of successful completion of certificates and training courses and programs which will not come under the general university convocation. First, I am honored to welcome our chief guest, Senior Professor Karunaratne, Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo. Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion despite your busy schedule and valuing our endeavors. Keynote speaker, Professor Karunavira. Thank you, madam, for always supporting us and guiding us, especially in research. I feel honored to stand here to acknowledge the achievements of all of you, the students who successfully completed the courses, and the dedicated teachers of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, who crafted these courses and delivered them to broaden the horizons of those who have a zeal for learning. And I'm humbled to celebrate another milestone of the Postgraduate Programs Committee of the Faculty of Medicine. A little more than a year ago, through the vision of the current Dean, Professor Vajra Disanayaka, we initiated the concept of centralizing postgraduate and training programs at the faculty to bring all courses that were initially carried out by separate departments, units, and centers under one umbrella. Why we did this? To brand the courses offered by the Faculty of Medicine for better visibility and for better marketability, to allow optimal utilization of services at the Faculty of Medicine, such as the library, IT, AV unit facilities, especially online learning platforms, and even physical spaces, as well as optimum participation of personnel to enhance effectiveness. And also to minimize the time lags, the cost to increase self-generated funds for better sustainability of the faculty. The centralization concept further supports conduct of examination and program review, etc. So what we did, our faculty has always provided its students with a healthy and a fairly competitive environment to help them grow in every sphere of activity, be it academic, sports, or any other extracurricular activity. This is particularly true for undergraduate programs, and we wanted to expand this for postgraduate students as well, and also for the external students. We streamlined all the programs and certificate and training programs to commence twice a year, that is in January and June, and they were advertised commonly and promoted commonly through various platforms, and the application process was streamlined, and we set up online payment portal and provision of provisional registration, especially to accommodate the restrictions during COVID and even now. And the candidate selection process, the registration, everything was done and in a central manner. The student IDs, faculty email addresses, library access, everything was provided through the central process in order to streamline this process, and also so that the students will feel included in the university when they have a university email, for example. So, did we achieve the goals? Yes, I feel that we achieved and we are in the correct path. The first common inauguration was held in 2021, and now we are proud to hold the common award ceremony. More visibility to the courses were reflected in increased number of takers and more money saved for the faculty and the university. And we also have more collaboration for effective participation of academic and non-academic staff to support this centralized program. So what more to do? Under this centralized system, we want to support and conduct examinations and all examination-related activities as well. And we are working on standardizing and centralizing the examination procedures, encouraging academics to align these courses with SLQF as well as other accreditation systems for better acceptability. And all these will equip us to face the UGC postgraduate programs review without much hassle. There will be a formal vote of thanks at the end, but I would like to especially thank Prof. Vajra Disanayaka, Dean of the Faculty, who has been the pillar of strength behind all the activities that we do within the faculty. Thank you, sir, for giving all the support and the guidance. And Professor Shamila Jayasena, convener of Postgraduate Programs Committee, Mr. Bandara, Deputy Registrar of the Faculty of Medicine, Ms. Pumi Haluwana, for shouldering most of the burden, and of course Ms. Himani Rajapaksha, Assistant Bursa, for always being there behind us. Prof. Dilshani Disanayaka, Course Director of Certificate Course in Postgraduate Research, Dr. Nirmala Sirusena, Course Coordinator, Training Program in Clinical Genetics, and Dr. Dulani Samaranaika and Dr. Yasas P, Coordinators of Certificate Course in Occupational Health and Safety. Those are the 3 courses that we will award Certificate of Successful Completion today. And all the members of the PGPC, that's Postgraduate Programs Committee of the Faculty of Medicine, non-academic staff members, especially Ms. Malkanti, Ms. Nilanti, and all the others, and Mr. Sachini. All the names will be mentioned in the formal vote of thanks. So I thank all of you for your tireless efforts to make this happen. On a final note, I urge all of the students who have achieved another milestone of your lives to rethink about the purpose of you being on this planet, especially during these challenging times, and think what bit you can do to this country and to the people who supported and helped you to come to this level. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam. Our faculty is being guided and steered towards greater heights by the capable hands of its Dean, Senior Professor Vidya Jyoti Vajra Disanayaka. Dear Sir, I cordially invite you to address the gathering.
Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Nadira Karunavira, the keynote speaker this morning, my dear colleagues from both the academic side and the administrative side, as well as the non-academic side, graduates from the various courses, their parents, family members, other distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a happy day. As Dr. Thoradeniya told you, 2 years ago, we embarked on a process where all the postgraduate programs in the faculty, which were scattered at department level, were brought under one umbrella, the umbrella of the Postgraduate Courses Committee of the faculty. We had a wonderful young team led by Dr. Tharanga Thoradeniya and Dr. Shamila Jayasena, giving leadership to that program committee. From the administration side, Mr. Bandara and Mrs. Haluana, as well as our Bursa, Ms. Rajapaksha, and our examinations registrar, Mr. Hettiarachi, gave the fullest support. That led to creation of something which was special. And immediately the postgraduate medical community, the medical doctors as well as others affiliated with the medical field who were waiting for opportunities to further their careers through participation in programs, responded. We organized ourselves into 2 intakes. One intake in January, another intake in July. So we had our first intake in January 2021, where more than 250 odd students registered. Thereafter, that was followed by a second intake in July of 2021, which had another 150 or so students registering. This year, at the beginning of the year, in the first intake, we had 207, and the intake that will be starting very soon, we have another 200 or more students. So there is that thirst for postgraduate medical education beyond what is provided in the Postgraduate Institute of Medicine. And that is what we are trying to cater to. We are catering to that because Postgraduate Institute of Medicine cannot cater to the varying needs of the postgraduate student community. There are sometimes the unconventional courses which the PGIM is unable to provide because they're dependent on the requirements of the Ministry of Health. Our vision is to be the leading provider of postgraduate medical and allied health education or other health professionals education in the country. To support that vision, we have got now this magnificent UCFM tower, which we are commissioning one by one. Dr. Thoradeniya told you the various facilities that we opened up for you by creating this space of postgraduate education in the faculty. Access to online resources, access to email facilities and other accounts like Zoom accounts and so on, which enable you to embrace the online world of education and so on. The University of Colombo invests massively on these resources and they are underutilized. Each time the Vice Chancellor would agree with me when we review the utilization of these online resources, they are, abysmal. The resources that are in hand, that are provided to our students are not second to any other part of the world. What you get in other universities, you get here. We invest a lot of money. And by organizing our postgraduate programs together as two intakes every year, we are now opening up all of those facilities to the students. And I hope as graduates of this program, you have benefited from those facilities. And as you go on, you will be encouraged to come and further your careers through the other programs that we are offering in the faculty. Our postgraduate offering is going to grow massively. By next year, our programs would probably double, and that would create further opportunities for all of you. And all of you as graduates of our programs also have the opportunity to come back and work with us as visiting faculty, as mentors and guides to future generations of students. So you are a special group of alumni which we would like to work together with in the years to come. You can come to us with suggestions on postgraduate programs that we should be offering. You are our outreach arm, as it were. With the setting up of various clinical facilities in this building, you will be able to make use of those facilities too. And as we introduce clinically related fields, we will look at you as extended visiting clinicians who can come and help us operationalize those facilities and so on. So sky is the limit for collaboration. We are open to suggestions, especially I am open to suggestions. You can always make your suggestions, drop me an email, give me a call, send me a WhatsApp message, share your ideas, because as I always say, as the dean of the faculty, I can give leadership to ideas, but ideas have to come from our staff and our students and everybody else out there. And we can only facilitate those ideas, and we'll be happy to facilitate those ideas. I know in that endeavor, we have the support of our Vice Chancellor. Coming from a managerial background, he brings in a different perspective to what we do in the university. And in the past few months that he has been the Vice Chancellor, he's been directing us towards a new path. And we are very happy to work with you, sir. We've been troubling you. I think you may have lost count of the number of times you came into this hall now, because we have been bringing you virtually every other day. And I was just sitting there and thinking, I need to invite you for tomorrow's Bhakti, and I don't know whether you would have time for that. So really, thank you for all the time that you spend with us, trying to help us operationalize our activities here. I'd also like to thank Professor Nadira Karunavira for accepting our invitation to give the keynote talk today. You know, Professor Nadira Karunavira is recognized as one of the 2% of top researchers in the entire world in the Stanford listing. So that is, something that we can be very happy about and proud of. So she is our shining example of research excellence in this faculty. We all gave her very short notice because this ceremony itself, as you all know, was organized at very short notice. I would like to apologize to the students because of the various challenges. We had to keep on postponing. We wanted to have it in February, then we went to April, then the other challenges came, and we just kept on postponing. And today, the challenges doesn't seem to end, and therefore there is no good time. And when the Vice Chancellor was available was the good time, the auspicious time. And so we decided that we will go ahead with it today. So thank you very much. We understand those who have told us they are unable to participate today because of the other difficulties. But as we go on, our aim in the future is to have common graduations as well as common inauguration ceremonies together so that you will see what is happening in the faculty and see how they grow and so on. With those words, I will be finally failing in my duty if I don't thank Mr. Bandara as well as Ms. Halumana, as well as Ms. Rajapaksha, for all the hard work they are doing amid challenges, as well as Vajra Hettiarachchi, who's not here today, because that team has been supporting me throughout, and I'd like to mention that in front of the Vice Chancellor, because it's because of their dedication and support that we have been able to keep this going. Even today, they were here by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and making sure everything is running. And that is my strength as the Dean, that they are always willing to support us, support all the activities, support the academics, and they have never said no to any of the kind of stiff deadlines sometimes I give them, and they have always delivered, and that is a special feature that I see in my team in the Dean's Office, the Administrative Center. So thank you very much to all of you for all your dedication and support, and I'm sure that's appreciated by the Vice Chancellor, as well as our academics and non-academics, as well as the students. With those words, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your presence here this morning amidst all the challenges, and we look forward, as I said, to engaging all of you in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now it's my pleasure and privilege to invite the Honorable Chief Guest, the Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo, Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne, to address the gathering.
Ayubowan, Vanakkam, good morning. Senior Professor Vidya Jyothi, Vajra Disanayaka, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Senior Professor Nadira Karunavire, excellent researcher you have, and Dr. Taranga Thoradeniya, all other distinguished academics and professors, especially Mr. Bandara, who is an administration leader here. He's doing a lot, I know very well. I have worked with him. And all other distinguished invitees, dear graduates today, certificate holders, parents, and all non-academic staff members, those who are participating for this special event. It gives me immense pleasure to stand here as the Vice Chancellor because the Faculty of Medicine today is very dynamic, particularly under your new deanship, Vajra Disanayaka. We know that there are many things happening. I think today is my third visit to faculty. I see every time there are changes. And Mr. Bandara also accountable. I can remember that even Professor Vajra Disanayaka told Mr. Bandara came about 6 o'clock. I can remember when the Faculty of Graduate Studies established, he was coming to university at 2 o'clock also in the morning. Right? So we know that very well. You have very good deputy registrar. So, and anything, and as Professor Vajira pointed out, all the academic infrastructure and other financial, I think, stage is set up. Now to move. I'm very happy to see that Professor Vajra is leading very well and organizing this kind of activities. We need more and more this kind of certificate courses. We know actually education and particularly knowledge and training are unlimited things, generate more benefits for people. So we cannot satisfy the education what we had yesterday because the world is changing all the time. The training, particularly skill development, the knowledge development, changing attitudes are essential. So therefore, I think the postgraduate market, particularly in medicine, is very big. In particularly when it comes to Sri Lanka, we need to rethink our training again and again. So I think there is a dearth of training in all the disciplines in Sri Lanka. We believe that when we graduated from a degree program, that is enough forever. But maybe after 1 month, after 1 year, everything change. New disciplines are coming. I got to know that there are about more than 20 departments in the Faculty of Medicine. So which means that specializations, there are many specializations. So each specialization need at least one training annually. So therefore, the certificate courses are very important in the line of skill training and capturing new knowledge generated in the society. So in that line, I think Faculty of Medicine is starting a very good avenue, and of course all these nice infrastructure you can share, and as well as you have many associations. We know that Professor Vajira is the president of Sri Lanka Medical Association, and I think in our country there are many medical related associations. So you can link with these associations because the networking is very important. And even, not only the academics in this faculty, but there can be visiting faculty, particularly for training new changes, even not only from Sri Lanka, but also for other countries. You can provide this knowledge and training programs. With respect to this postgraduate and extension program training, I believe that first and most important thing, we need to design very good brochures that I hope in future you will take into consideration. For each and every program, I think digitally you can design a first very nice brochure. And the one thing what I see in Sri Lankan context, that the time guideline, we have to give enough time to apply for students. I see that many places when the program is approved, they are hurried to start, maybe within 1 month, 2 months they're trying. And the convocation date is not mentioned at the recruitment. But when you see in foreign countries, when you start any certificate course or degree, that they know that when they are to graduate. For example, I know when I was associated with the University of Tokyo, every year, March 25th as well as October 1st are the graduation dates. These graduation dates, they never change. If anything happens, they try to accommodate within the program. Graduation dates are from the inception of the university and now the same. And our university is doing one another, the negative thing that each semester we try to prepare academic timetable. I don't think the medical faculty will not happen that, but I know the Faculty of Management earlier we had situation where every academic year they try to fix the timetable because different lecturers give different time period in different semesters. They don't like to earlier time, and it's very difficult to preparing timetable. But in internationally reputed universities, there is only one timetable. Everyone coming to that faculty should adhere to that timetable. So that I have worked, I think, as a 4 years as an invited professor in 2 universities in Japan. So my experience is that their timetable will never change. So for these courses also, you need to have rigid timetable which will never change, and the graduation date is this. So if we are well managing our time, then it is important we can get the international reputation. So in University of Colombo, now recently we decided to develop the brochures for all the extension and postgraduate programs and advertise internationally. We know that we have embassies in other countries. Each and every embassy there is a commercial officer, or sometimes we call a counselor. So their job is to promote Sri Lanka. So we can send these brochures to them and ask them to promote Sri Lanka there. Because there are no brochures. When you go to any embassy in Sri Lankan embassy in foreign country, no such programs available. Because the in fact, reputed universities are not doing that. We try to grab only within Sri Lanka. So if we have this kind of program, internationally we can advertise, we can design. For example, very recently in the Faculty of Management and Finance, we started executive MBA program for only Chinese students. There are about 25 Chinese students, those who are working in Sri Lanka or in China. Virtually and physically, we operate the program, and we started only for Chinese nationals, first time executive MBA program, MBA Master of Business Administration program. So I think it should be for other faculties also, then we can have more foreign network, and more than that, the foreign currency earning is essential for universities. So therefore these, as I think the Professor Vajira pointed out, the education has opportunities which are unlimited. We can expand, and you today graduate as a certificate holder. One day you can provide that training for latecomers as visiting staff. So we need to have visiting and practical aspect also in these programs, not only within the academia. So, and when it is faculty is expanding more and more, we cannot limit to only academic faculties and academic members. They are also busy with their research, but outsiders also we can participate. That is also important. So therefore, as graduates today, have kind of alumni get together, first batch, second batch. These alumni can play a crucial role in promoting your certificate program in future. So when your program is, everybody knows, that is good for you, because earning a degree is easy, but securing the quality is not so easy. So therefore, those who graduate today, I congratulate them. And you are, I think, the first batch, or I'm not aware of the which batch, but keep it as a connecting point to the Faculty of Medicine. So that is very important, and we know the Faculty of Medicine in University of Colombo is the premier faculty with respect to medicine, and I would love to see that be in postgraduate education also widely known faculty for Sri Lankan universities. So therefore, I hope that these young, particularly young staff, helping Professor Vajira, will take the leadership in future to have a better postgraduate training and other kind of programs to link the outside to the university as well as the fund generation programs. So thank you very much. I am not going to discuss more. Thank you very much for inviting today. I am always happy to visit this distinguished faculty, because I know that both the Dean and the Deputy Registrar are doing their maximum capacity. So we as the central administration always with you, and whenever you need our support, please let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Today, students of pre-training and certificate courses will be awarded certificates for successful completion. Now, let us have an overview of these three courses. So, I cordially invite Professor Dilshani Disanayaka, Director, Research Promotion and Facilitation Center, and Course Director of Certificate Courses in Postgraduate Research, to give an overview of Certificate in Postgraduate Research.
Thank you, Roshana. Dignitaries seated at the front row, friends, postgraduate students, parents, all our staff and students. Welcome and well done for being here today with all the challenges around you. We should not delay celebrating your achievements amidst crisis. So there was a small delay in relation to CCPR, but here we are, right? Celebrating your achievements. Congratulations to all of you, and I'm so proud of you, all of you, for what you have done in your training. I'm not going to talk a lot about the CCPR or RPFC because we have our advisor of Research Promotion Center, head of the advisory committee, Professor Nadira. She'll be giving you an overview of the Research Promotion and Facilitation Center, the services provided, and also on the certificate course for postgraduate research. So just a quick overview for those who have not followed the course. What we do via CCPR is to train all our graduates to move away from learning from books, learning from knowledge the others have created to create knowledge. So this is the first step that we take to CCPR. So what we do is to help the participants to find a research topic, teach you on research ethics, all the ethics related to research, teach you how to come up with a research proposal, turn that idea into an active project and methodology, and also how to disseminate, and also how to move towards innovation. So we take you through 4 modules, strict assignments, and also we have one-on-one mentoring usually. So the beauty of the project is that we have participants from all areas, not just medicine, from all the universities in the country. We have participants from medicine, Ayurveda, management, economics, sociology, language. So this is a very good opportunity for us to create collaborations as well. And we also learn while teaching you all. We get to know about other areas and we promote collaboration. So it's very early when you join and when you follow the course because you're exposed to how to do research, how to find new knowledge, how to disseminate. But I'm very happy, especially with CCPR 3, because we had to go mainly online. You all are still in touch. You created a WhatsApp group, you are in touch with each other, you are sharing information. And I'm also peeping into that WhatsApp group on and off to see whether you will say, okay, I have started this project. I need someone from management, I need someone from statistics, I need someone from economics to get together and do the project. So I'm keeping an eye on you, right? So, but you all did very well, and as Professor, our Vice Chancellor said, now I've got the blessing also. 2 of you, Oshad and Samanmali, met me 2 weeks ago. They wanted to start a committee. Alumni committee. So we can go ahead. I told you to discuss with the group. I think it's a very good idea because you're actually supporting each other to develop. So getting this certificate does not stop you from learning. We try to make you self-learners, knowledge creators. So continue to do that. And we are here to support, and Professor Nadira will tell you about the support services that we have for you. And also remember the 5 precepts that I taught you in relation to research. I think that applies to any other activity that you do. Don't kill. Not physically, but don't kill the researcher in you, the enthusiasm that you have. Because whatever that goes around you, still have that urge, the desire to find something new, find the truth behind. So keep that burning. And also don't kill the researchers in others. Because sometimes someone will come up with an idea, a proposal, and you will be asked to review. Be constructive as much as possible. We have taught you all those during the review process as well. And I have discussed a lot under that precept with you all. And then don't steal. I think I'm doing the don't only today, but I did don't and do's when we did the course. Stealing means don't steal other people's ideas, others' credits, others' fame, and we discuss about plagiarism for other postgraduate students also. This is important. So be truthful and honest in whatever you do. The third one, I was careful. I said not to misbehave. Misbehave with your grants, misbehave with your collaborators, and misbehave with your project itself. So keep all these, remember all this when you go forward. And also don't lie. Don't fabricate data, don't fabricate results, don't fabricate your achievements. Be true to yourself. It's not what other people see you, it's how you see yourself that matters till you reach a level, right? And then the last one, I said, stay away from getting addicted. Addicted to fame, addicted to be in everything, in all the projects, in going to all the conferences. Try to be a good researcher who is the main objective, main idea is to create knowledge. So that is in relation to certificate course for postgraduate research and the ones who follow the course, but I think it can apply to all postgraduate researchers here. And I wish you all the very best, and once you listen to Professor Nadira, you will know all the facilities that we provide via the Research Promotion and Facilitation Center and our plans for future, and you all are eligible for all these support and facilitation services provided by the faculty. And finally, well done to the postgraduate program committee for holding this common certificate ceremony, and this is going to be an annual event in the faculty as suggested by Vice Chancellor. We'll have a date also fixed, and we'll be starting our next course also next year. So stay with us, and we'll support you definitely to become these knowledge creators and innovators. And I'm also congratulating the families who have supported these students who are postgraduates having family commitments, who have supported them to achieve this achievement in their life. All the best again, and take care.
Thank you, Madam. Now I cordially invite Dr. Yasasri Walpita, the course coordinator, to give an overview of Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety.
Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, Colombo, members of the academic staff and non-academic staff, my dear recipients of the certificates and their family members, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Department of Community Medicine, it's my pleasure today to introduce the course Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety. This course is actually coordinated by the Department of Community Medicine, but amply supported by an expert resource panel from the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Labor, and also from the private sector. We have a long history in this course. Of course, one of the oldest courses in the faculty started way back in 2004. We are into the 18th year of the course. And the Department of Community Medicine is also designated as the WHO Collaborating Center for Training and Research in Occupational Health for the Searo region. So the department extends its technical expertise for the program as well. Of course, this program is a continuum of training program leading to certificate, diploma, and of course we are now proud to announce that we are leading into masters, and we were so proud to see the overwhelming response for our master's program when we advertised our courses this year. So that shows the enthusiasm and the demand that we have in this field. Of course, we have different exit points, and the certificate being the first exit point, which is a 4-month part-time course with 9 credits. And we have next exit point, the diploma, and then, of course, leading to masters. As Prof. Dilshani just mentioned, the strength of this course is also that we are catering to a wider range of professionals, not only the medicine, but also the occupational health and safety professionals in the industry, as well as allied health sciences. So it's actually a need of the country, because the postgraduate qualifications in occupational health and safety is rather rare, and there's a very high demand which was just reflected by the demand we just had for the master's course when we advertised it this year. So then again, I like to congratulate the recipients of the certificates today. That, of course, as I mentioned, the first exit, we have the other members continuing with the course. And also, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to their families who supported them, and also the supportive staff, especially now the postgraduate program coordinating committee, for having the occupational health and safety certificate program also included in this award ceremony, and also supporting us centrally for all the other administrative requirements as well. Thank you very much again, and my warm congratulations to all the certificate winners, not only the occupational health and safety, of course, The other certificate recipients also, especially from the CCPR, are close to my heart as well. So warm congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Now I cordially invite Dr. Nirmala Sirisena, course coordinator, to give an overview of training program in clinical genetics.
Good morning to distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present a brief overview of the training program in clinical genetics, which is offered by the Department of Anatomy, Genetics and Biomedical Informatics. So it's relatively a new course which was started first in January 2021, and it was introduced to provide an in-depth knowledge and understanding of the core concepts in clinical genetics and genomics and their applications in healthcare, mainly targeted at the non-geneticist medical professionals. So it's a short course, 3 months duration, and conducted twice yearly in January and July by a team of local experts in genomic medicine. The mode of delivery is usually mainly online lectures, which are conducted twice weekly with on-site clinical sessions once a month. So just to give a brief overview, the contents are covered in 3 modules. So we have module 1, 2, and 3, covering basic concepts in cytogenetics, molecular genetics, genetic diagnostics, and genomic medicine and counseling. So at the end of the training, the participants would be able to gain an understanding on the effects of chromosomal abnormalities, genetic variations on human health and disease, be able to interpret pedigrees and assess risk of genetic disorders, select appropriate genetic diagnostic tests, be able to interpret the results, and provide accurate genetic information to patients and their families. Certificate is usually awarded to trainees who successfully complete the final exam at the end of the training. So far we have trained 24 doctors across various specialties and from all over the country. The first batch was in January 21, and the second batch was in July 21, and then the third batch just finished. They started in January 22. And so far we have received very good feedback from the participants. They were very appreciative of the opportunity given them to benefit from this training and to enhance their knowledge, skills in genetics, genomics, and to apply it in their day-to-day clinical practice. And we hope to commence the 4th batch training, which will be next month in July. So I want to thank all the participants and congratulate the successful candidates who will be receiving their certificates, and I want to thank the resource persons and all the administrative staff who have contributed to the success of this course. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. So now we have come to the moment that everyone were waiting, that is to give away the awards. So now I would like to cordially invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne, the Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor Vidya Jyoti Vajra Disanayaka, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Mr. H.M.W. G.P.R.A. Bandara, Deputy Registrar, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, Professor Dilshani Disanayaka, Course Director, Certificate in Postgraduate Research, Dr. Tharanga Thoradeniya, Chairperson, Postgraduate Programs Committee, Dr. Nirmala Sirisena, Course Coordinator, Training Program in Clinical Genetics, Dr. Yasaswi Valpita, Course Coordinator, Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety, to the stage to give away the awards. Also, I would like to invite Ms. Piumi Haluana, Assistant Registrar, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, to read out the names of the students who have achieved this prestige.
Certificate Course in Postgraduate Research. B.T.N. Adhikari, B.Y. Elvitigala, ABU MV Amarasinghe, CMA Anthony, JMSA Bandara, NKK Chamika, DN Dahanayaka, VEG Dasanayaka, HHVKN De Silva, KMB Devagiri, MO Dilushani, MJSG Fernando, JS Galhenage, TN Gamage, JS Jnanaratna, CR Gunasekara, M. Gunasekara, Prabha W. Gunasekara, Pradipani W. Gunasekara, DNA DH Hasini, NJ Pahalavathage, RMMP Jayaratna, J. Dinasena, K. Kaneshika, CDMP Karunatilaka, M. Kirtana Rekha, SBHP Kumari, RS Maddumagi, SNL Naratota, NM Navaratna, L. Patirana, HEH Pereira, SVN Pereira, HGCV Piasena, AR Vinoshini, S. Rajapaksha, AAD Rangana, RMMKN Ratnayaka, WO Rodrigo, HKY Samadhi, TH Samanmali, KLKTD Sandarenu, GKK Sevandi, FHDS Silva, KR Sudarshani, KV Darshani, C. Veerasekara, AH Vettasinghe. HP Vikramasuriya, MAAE Vijayasekara, HSU Vijayaratna. LMRT Vijay Sinha, GAGS Yasaratna. Certificate course in Occupational Health and Safety, SNM Sena Nayaka. Training Program in Clinical Genetics, PN Amarabandhu. NC Navaratna. VS Opatha, PVUS Pinnagoda. YGT Priyavansha, SMB Subasingha. B. Tanusha, K. Pakirtan. P. Kayal Willi, R.S. Tanner, NGPM Nanayakara. A. Anthony Jacinta. K. W. Gunavardhana, K. H. Hettiarachi. H. E. Heva Vitarana. E. W. Kosgallana, J. T. N. Senaviratna. A. R. Vimalasundara, P. Fernando. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Now I would like to cordially invite Dr. Tharanga Thoradeniya, the chairperson of the PGPC, to read the citations of our keynote speaker, Senior Professor Nadira D. Karunavira, Chair Professor of Parasitology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, and to invite her to deliver the keynote speech.
It's my honor to read the citation of Senior Professor Nadira D. Karunavira, Chair Professor of Parasitology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. She is an honorary visiting fellow at the School of Public Health, Harvard University, USA. She is a fellow of the World Academy of Sciences, TWAS, and an honorary member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and American Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene. She is the founder president of the Sri Lanka National Chapter of the Organization for Women in Science for the Developing World, OWSD, former president of the Sri Lanka College of Microbiologists, and the current vice president and president-elect of the National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka. She has immense a number of awards and recognition for the extensive research she has performed. To make it very brief, she has many to say, but to summarize all, I would like to say that Prof. Nadira Karunavira has been awarded as the most outstanding senior researcher under field of health and health sciences, medicine, dental sciences, vet sciences, allied health of the Committee of Vice Chancellors and Directors, CVCD Excellence Awards in 2020. Madam, I invite you to deliver the keynote speech.
Thank you, Taranga, for that very generous introduction. Vice Chancellor, Dean, colleagues, friends, certificate awardees, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank the Dean and the organizing committee for inviting me to make this presentation. It is indeed an honor and a privilege that I get to address you. And in the case of certificate awardees, I know this day marks a significant milestone in your career. So let me congratulate you very warmly. You have laid the foundation, a very solid one at that, which could be which could be used to build and grow further, enabling career success. I know you come from different fields, different backgrounds, but the strong foundation that you have laid and successfully completed through these programs would no doubt better equip you to meet the challenges in your own workplaces and maybe for some to find better employment elsewhere. I hope this will be just the beginning of a journey, that you will travel up the path to reach your career goals. It's not good? Yes, sir. Now it is. Okay, so when the Dean invited me to make this presentation, I wasn't too sure what I was going to talk about. And to be honest, he didn't give me that much of time to think through it either. But he did provide some useful tips, helpful tips, I would say. He said, why don't you speak about the Research Promotion and Facilitation Center? And I thought, it might be a good idea. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share the story of the Research Promotion and Facilitation Center, how it began and how it has grown up to now, and how it will grow in future. Some of you here might remember the Quality and Innovation Grants advertised through the Higher Education for the 21st Century, or HETC projects. It was sort of a household name at that time, that was 10 years back, and these QIGs, or Quality and Innovation Grants, came under its Window 3. These were basically World Bank awards that have been given to the country, that has been allocated for the university sector, with the aim of improving the quality of postgraduate research in local universities. Because there was a lot of concern, even at that time, the low ranking of the universities, and the ways that it could be lifted up or improved. So this was a competitive grant award. In other words, there was competition between universities, and also within university, there was competition between faculties, because there was a limited number of grants that were going to be awarded. And each grant amounted to 30 million Sri Lankan rupees. Believe me, it was quite a lot of money 10 years back. Interestingly, the World Bank criteria specified the need for activities that will improve the quality of postgraduate research programs that could be sustained beyond the lifetime of the project. So that was the key. It should be sustained beyond the lifetime of the project. As most of you may be aware who have handled research grants, who have carried out projects through research grants, most of these activities would end when the funding ceases. But the World Bank wanted us, this World Bank team wanted us to indicate how we were going to sustain those activities that we would initiate through this grant if we were to be awarded. And they also wanted an assurance from the university for continuous sustenance and support of these programs that will be initiated through this funding. So that's how they were going to assess its effectiveness. The application process of the HETC grants began after the notice came out, and at that time the Dean of our faculty was Professor Rohan Jayasekara, and he called me up and said, Nadira, I would like to take on this challenge and develop a proposal for us. I really didn't know what I was getting into at that time, because it was a complex and a detailed project requirements it entailed. And the guidelines were very detailed and the requirements were enormous. We got together a small team that I will talk about, and we thought the best might be to address population health research in southeastern Sri Lanka with the running title of Rural Health Project. And as I said, the requirements, the information that needed to go in was enormous. So after compilation of all this information, the documents, the application looked like something like that. It was a bulky application that had to be submitted with all this information that the World Bank team wanted for their assessments. And at this juncture, I would like to mention the role of Professor Upul Senarath, who tagged along and helped me enormously in this process of developing this proposal. Because population health research was his specialty, and he provided a lot of valuable inputs in developing the plan. So to cut a very long story short, we got this award, and the money was awarded in mid-2012, so 10 years back. There were 3 activities that we proposed that's on the screen. I'm not going to talk about all those. Just the arrows would indicate the ones that we thought we could sustain beyond the project period. So I'm going to focus on the last one, activity 3, establishing a center for research promotion for the faculty. And I would like to mention the role of advisors here. We identified 2 advisors in the form of Professors Kamini and Nalaka Mendis. They weren't really outsiders. They were our own alumni, very distinguished ones. Alumni of the Faculty of Medicine, and they gave their time and knowledge very generously to improve the project proposal. And I also should mention the role of Professor Saroj Jayasinghe, who was the professor of medicine at that time. He also provided a lot of information and useful thoughts he shared, which allowed us to improve the proposal. So the administrative structure, organizational structure of this grant was fairly complex, as you can see by this diagram that is on the screen. So it was a project directly under the dean, and myself and Upul, we coordinated it. Professor Shalini Ranganathan was Sri Ranganathan was the secretary of the group, and there were three main activities, as I mentioned earlier, and research promotion fell on to this sub-activity 3. It was one component of activity 3. So it was a huge, massive project, and research promotion center development was one sub-activity. So I will elaborate on that because that is the subject of interest. So our aim was to establish a center for research promotion at the faculty. So we have allocated funds to develop office space, office equipment, to start the project, HETC project, with secretariat support. And we got the same support for the Research Promotion Center, or RPFC for short, and the lead person, as you all know, is Professor Dilshani Disanayake, who spoke to you earlier. I am sure she's a familiar figure to all of you. And the aim of this component was improving the research culture and productivity of the faculty through regular training programs, both for research trainers as well as trainees. As you know, there are many of us in the academic staff who act as research trainers. So there were training programs for the academic staff as well as for the trainees as well. There were several training workshops, mentoring programs for young scientists, writing clubs that were held before the project ended in 2014. However, the efforts were continued after that as well, as I will describe. There were resources, physical resources that were acquired through different projects that were supported by the HETC, particularly the PhD projects. There were instruments, particularly that helps the community of field research, computers, printers, and other instruments like GIS monitors, tabs, and so on, that were made available through the RPFC office to other researchers in the faculty as well. So this was a resource center. And I have to add about the international collaborations that we were able to establish, particularly this one that is on the screen, that is International Network for Availability of Scientific Publications, or INES for short. It is a non-profit organization. It also has a component called Author Aid. I am sure some of you may have, most of you may have heard about this. They have a lot of free online resources related to research that they have made available for free downloading and use. So they did sign a memorandum of understanding with us at that time, and they awarded a grant to supplement our funding that we received from the World Bank. So this collaboration was very useful in expanding our programs. This is just to show the project office. that was declared open by the then acting dean, Professor Hemantha Senanayake. It gradually transitioned into the RPFC office at that time. So, because at that time the dean wanted a prominent place within the administrative building, he identified this area for the HETC project office, and it was refurbished using HETC funds and equipped with a lot of equipment, secretariat equipment, office equipment that we bought through the HETC project. However, as you may already know, that the office has moved to the top floor. We have a bigger area now, but this is the original office, which was the original HETC project office, which transitioned to as the RPFC office. So there were a lot of workshops that were held. This is one of the first ones through this project, and as you can see, there were so many held journal clubs, workshops, and so on, mentoring programs. And as you can imagine, you can't do this kind of thing with one or two people. So there were a lot of people involved, and a particular mention should be, these were the original ones, the activity coordinators. Once the activities were identified, Professor Dr. Taranga, you have already heard from her. Asela, the images are up there. I'm sure you will find them familiar. Dr. Shamila Jayasena, Dr. Srinika Valyange, and so on, the coordinators of different programs. It has expanded much more than this. So there are more coordinators now, and there are more sub-coordinators or deputies, and a lot of staff involved in this, running these programs. And I do apologize that we don't have a group photograph to demonstrate this, which I spoke to Dilshani this morning, and we promised ourselves that we will do it before too long, because it's a must. So there are these different programs that I said that it has expanded to, in addition to the research training programs, the certificate course on postgraduate research, the CCPR, that you have successfully followed and completed. It began in 2018. So there have been 4 batches now. You all are the 3rd batch who have completed this course, and the 4th batch is running. As you will see by those numbers on the screen, the number of participants have steadily increased. And sometimes the team can't even cope up with the demand. And there's a lot of interest from universities outside of Colombo and also from regional and other international settings. So there's a lot of demand for this kind of training. This is a blended course. There are online as well as on-site programs, as you may well know. And it is sort of a big package, starting from the research idea generation up to postgraduate degree, how to register and complete successfully, and so on. So there are a lot of activities that go on during this training, and there's research writing support program that is also a sub-activity. It commenced during the HETC program when we signed this MOU with the INEFS or Author Aid group. It is based in the UK, however, they have a network of resource persons across the world. Now, this lady that you see on the screen, Professor Barbara Gassel, is from the USA. And she's a fantastic resource person who has helped us in conducting many workshops in the past, and she continued to support us. And the writing clubs, there are many other resource persons that we have got help from through this program. So, yes, there's networking, of course, with the local universities and also scientific bodies like the National Science Foundation. That way, RPFC is able to spread the information and the knowledge and training to other parts of the country as well. So, there are journal clubs that are held regularly, and there are regular assessment surveys to identify the needs and also to support those or include those. And there's provision of counseling, and it has now expanded to the undergraduate research community as well. Then there are core facilities for research that is being provided. I started off saying about the instruments that we acquired through the projects that were supported from the World Bank grant that we are lending out through the RPFC. And there's video conferencing and library facilities that have been established again with funding from the HETC project that the trainees make use of. Then establishment of, there's support for establishing collaboration between research labs, and training has been extended to non-academic staff, that's mainly the technical officers who can support the research programs in the faculties as well. And the most recent achievement is this e-portal that Taranga was heavily involved in developing for research equipment, for service sharing facilities to enable service sharing. The national and international research collaborations are facilitated through this center. It supports the MOUs, monitoring progress, and other forms of support that the researchers need. And it provides platforms for publicizing research as well. I would like to focus on the first one, which is the Faculty Research Symposium that is heavily supported by the RPFC team. And there are audiovisual facilities that are being provided and facilitated. There's a newsletter that is published very regularly, so I could not include all the people who are involved in these programs. For example, the newsletter, Dr. Samira Gunawardana is the person who leads that, and there are a lot of other coordinators and deputy coordinators that I couldn't name who help out with this program. And there's technology transfer office that have been set up to support IP, intellectual property, and commercialization of research, so one could get advice from that office. So these are some of the images from the activities that have been conducted so far. So what is the future? Now, with the vision of the current Dean, Professor Vajira Disanayake, the RPFC will grow into a bigger entity, which we like to refer to as Center for Research Development and Innovation. That is meant to house all research-related committees, centers, and units to provide research governance, support, and facilities under one roof. In Dean's words, it's like a one-stop shop. So the proposal and bylaws were submitted to the last faculty board meeting, so it will go through the channels to get approval to establish this center. So what are the take-home messages? This is particularly meant for the trainees. When you respond to a grant call, you have to come out with a research idea. So you have to look around and look at the gaps, what you can fill up through your research program that you are going to develop. And conforming to the guidelines of funders is key for success. So you have to spend lots and lots of time reading the guidelines so that you will know exactly what to do when you put together the proposal. Draw up a careful project plan to achieve the aims that you have put down and discuss the plan with identified experts. So it always helps to get outside help because there's always a risk that you might miss something. So discussing it with knowledgeable people who are competent in this kind of thing would greatly help. And it's very important that you put together a good team with proper leaders who would have the passion and the energy and the drive to drive these programs forward. That is key to a success of any program, having a good team for implementation and operationalization of a research program that you have put through. Establish good collaborative links. That's very critical, not only locally. Local links are also important, but internationally as well. That will allow you to expand the research program way beyond your wildest dreams. I can assure you that. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your valuable insight. And I would like to invite you again to the stage to receive a token of appreciation. Also, I would like to cordially invite Senior Professor Vidya Jyoti Vajradissanayaka, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, to give away the token of appreciation to our keynote speaker today. Thank you. Now I would like to cordially invite Professor Shamila Jayasena, the convener of Postgraduate Program Committee, to give away the vote of thanks.
Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor H.D. Karnaratna, Dean, Senior Professor Vidya Jyoti Vajradissanayaka, our keynote speaker, Senior Professor Nadira Karunavira, Deputy Registrar, Mr. Bandara, Ms. Piumi, our Assistant Registrar, and Ms. Mani Rajapaksa, SAB. Members of the Postgraduate Programs Committee, candidates receiving awards today, and respected parents, ladies and gentlemen. I think I might just have about a couple of minutes so I can say good morning still. It's not yet 12. So, on behalf of the Postgraduate Programs Committee, it is my pleasure and privilege to develop the vote of thanks at this first Common Faculty Awards ceremony for certificate and training programs. Professor Karunavira, our keynote speaker today, thank you very much, Madam, for accepting our invitation and being here today at such short notice. And for your talk, it inspired us to, I think, reach for greater heights and try to work towards these large projects. We understood how they are planned and carried on and also sustained. So that has been very inspiring for us. Thank you so much. Professor H.D. Karnaratna, Vice Chancellor, it is a privilege to have you here with us today, and we really appreciate you finding the time to be here today with us. Your presence is indeed a motivation for all of us to keep working on our goals. Our Dean has always been our inspiration and the go-to person whenever there is any issue to be resolved, and he always has a solution for us. Professor Vajra, this event today is a success of the seeds you sowed, your idea to centralize the postgraduate programs and other qualification courses and training programs under one umbrella. And it has helped our programs to get wider recognition and visibility. And we are now reaping the success of that work. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the hard work of Ms. Pumi, Assistant Registrar, who handles the administration of these programs in the Dean's Office, and Ms. Chalani. Thank you so much. Also Ms. Malkanti and Ms. Nilanthi and others, too numerous to mention, in the Dean's Office and the RPFC. Deputy Registrar Mr. Bandara and Mr. Vajra Hettiarachi, Assistant Registrar for Exams. You're always there doing at various times when we need. Thank you for all that you do. And Ms. Himani Rajapaksa, SAB, has been supporting us throughout all the running of all the programs, as well as to help us with making the guideline documents regarding the financial aspects of it. The program coordinators of all the programs, Dr. Roshan and the IT team, who has done a marvelous job during these difficult times, which has allowed us to keep these programs running with minimal disruption. And last but not least, thank you to Dr. Taranga Thoradaniya, Chairperson of the Postgraduate Programs Committee, for her leadership in all the activities that we do. Thank you very much.
As per Benjamin Franklin, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. On that note, we will conclude the ceremony. Please rise for the faculty song. Thank you.
සරසවි හදවත වන් කිතුදුල් තිරසර මවුන් අප වෙද විදුහල් අල්හල යෙදය කනියවලා මරතුව පීඩතාය වඩා සැමසුසදී ගැති පුදදී නොව පැරදී රකිමු වැනේ නන් පසේ සින්ද මුරෝබිය මන්තුසේ නංවමු යහදම් ලෝකුසේ බන්දමු කිත්දද ලක් දෙසේ පල්හල යෙදය කනියවලා මරතුව පීඩතාය වඩා සරසවි හදවත වන් කිතුදුල් තිරසර මවුන් අප වෙද විදුහල් திறமைகளாற்றகள் படைத்தவளின் பதம் தொடுதே புகழ் காத்திடுவோம் සුවය සැපත හැම සත වෙත සාදා සදමු පවෙත මෙත අතැ අතැවි